This is your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Thursday, June 7th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. It's no surprise. That's how Minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Sandra Husbands, has described Standard & Poor's downgrade of Barbados's long-term foreign currency rating to selective default. It comes on the heels of the government's decision to suspend foreign debt payments as it seeks to negotiate a restructuring agreement with domestic creditors. S&P, which also lowered the island's long-term local currency rating to CC from CCC, said Barbados had failed to make interest payments on its 6.625% notes due by 2035 on Tuesday, and the island was not likely to pay its external debt obligations over the next 3 months. Husband says the downgrade is a signal that it cannot be business as usual, and the government is committed to the task.
The downgrade that we experienced by Standard & Poor's is a measure of our capacity to honor our debt, to be credit-worthy or credit rating. And the current performance of the Barbados economy and the challenges we are experiencing is indicative of the fact that we need to increase our competitiveness. And that means that we need transformation of our enterprises. Our enterprises need to shift gears dramatically, and we need to be able to grow the type of management and the type of workforce that is able to engage not just the domestic space, but both the regional and the global space. And this will call for significant transformation in the Caribbean.
Uninformed and unfortunate. That's how President of the National Union of Public Workers, Kenny McDowell, has described charges by opposition Senator Caswell Franklyn that the union's decision to accept the government's pay offer mounted to political prostitution. McDowell accused Franklyn of making off-the-cuff remarks, denying that the NUPW leadership used its influence to attempt to bring down the Frundle-Stewart administration while refusing to bring a reasonable pay offer to the table. McDowell rejected the notion that there were any plans to bring down the former government, and he insisted that the previous administration was not prepared to move from zero. McDowell maintained that the new pay offer also includes a number of additional proposals. Ahead of tomorrow's first meeting of the new Senate, 2 temporary government senators were sworn into office today. Former Government Minister Delisle Bradshaw and John Williams took the oath of office before Governor General Dame Sandra Mason. They will sit in the Senate as replacements for Senators-designate Rawdon Adams and Kay McConney. Both Adams and McConney have failed to meet a requirement under the Constitution, which stipulates that a senator must be an ordinary resident in the country for 12 months before being appointed. On Tuesday, Parliament made the necessary steps to amend the island's constitution to clear the way for their appointments. 1 week after the official start of the 2018 hurricane season, the agency charged with coordinating Barbados's emergency response process is meeting with its stakeholders to evaluate this country's state of readiness. This morning, the Department of Emergency Management hosted an adult verification workshop at its Baobab Towers office in Warrens. Director Kerry Hines said the meeting was aimed at evaluating the current national emergency management system. She said all countries have put together a comprehensive country work management program for 2015 to 2018.
This really is a juncture at which we need to reflect on the advances that we have made. And then this will also feed into the new work program, which will go from 2019 to 2022. The roadmap will present itself, the country work program will be a national roadmap for disaster risk management. And this audit, this verification mission today, the workshop today, will help us in that process.
The elective synod of the Anglican Church is meeting this evening to select a bishop. It's the third attempt. The laity and clergy are meeting at the Christchurch Parish Centre to vote for a new leader. At the previous meetings of the synod, members of the House of Laity stood firm in their support for 45-year-old John Rogers, the younger of the two candidates nominated, while the priests who make up the House of Clergy have twice cast their majority vote for Dean of the St. Michael's Cathedral, 61-year-old Dr. Jeffrey Gibson. The successful candidate must receive at least 51 votes from the clergy and at least 58 from the laity.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news, Caribbean governments contemplating the decriminalization of the cannabis industry are being given some guidelines on the process from one U.S. expert. Jamaica and Antigua have decriminalized the use of small amounts of the herb for personal consumption, and there are growing calls in other countries to follow suit. Cannabis operations expert and chief strategist at the BSC Group, Brian Staffer, told the Caribbean Marketing Conference in New York this morning that taxation is one of the areas that must be addressed in any move to develop this industry. According to Staffer, while taxation may be necessary, governments must strike the balance in that area.
The government often assumes that taxation is the cash cow. And I just want to give a cautionary tale. While taxation can be one way, taxation directly on the product, directly on the operators that are creating it, and then at some sort of the end of the sale, perhaps with a sales tax, that's only one portion, and I caution to not create too high of a tax burden, because you will have the black market continue to proliferate, and it will be harder and harder to regulate that program if it's too burdensome. I'll give you a tangible example in the next slide, but it's also key to not have too low of a tax structure, because then you won't be able to fund the program effectively. And there are other ways that you could fund the program by different patient fees that if you keep them low, but the big thing is be very cognizant of what the market will bear in your region, and perhaps take note of what black market pricing is, because your ultimate goal is to stamp out that black market, get everybody onto the regulated side, because it is much safer.
And further afield, U.S. President Donald Trump says he will consider inviting North Korea's Kim Jong-un to the White House if the summit in Singapore goes well. Trump made the comment after meeting with Japan's Prime Minister to discuss the June 12 summit. Trump said it was possible an agreement to end the Korean War could be reached, but he called that the easy part of the negotiations. The U.S. and its regional allies wants to see North Korea give up its nuclear weapons, but Trump acknowledged that it will take longer than one meeting to realize that goal. And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.tv. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also sign on for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. And we're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And don't forget, Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.